Hello and welcome back to the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter. I'm here with the usual suspects. We got a full house. We got two aces and three jokers, and we got Mike Carroll. We got Bill Englehardt. We got Alan Michener. We got save the best for last. We got Bob Taylor, and
Ooh, ooh,
so
Wow.
yeah,
I'll agree with that.
yeah.
How
so
much do I owe you, Bill?
We'll talk about it later. Nickels and dimes.
Nickels and dimes.
well, what's going on?
Gee, we got nothing to talk about. I can't think of a thing. Can you guys?
No,
Gosh, no. No new news. No new news.
Nothing in the newspaper this week.
No,
No.
it was a dead one.
Yeah.
Why don't you go out and get some stories, Dave? Like Cronus or some car wrecks where everybody's favored each other. Why don't you do something controversial?
Well, now that you mentioned it, Mike, maybe pick up a paper this week. We got
Reach out a little bit. Reach out and take a chance, Dave.
anyone who says there's no news in the newspaper this week, I'm going to punch them in the nose.
God, I got to stay away for a while. By the way, it was a great paper this week, David. Let me tell you. It was good reading that way.
Yeah.
Well, we got
Who was that with Frank Lincoln in the picture? Was that Ronnie Harbaugh?
That's Ronnie Harbaugh. And I think it was, oh,
Harold Shuey? Was that Harold?
Yes,
like
I think it
Harold
was.
Shirley. Who
I
was
saw
the
that. I think
one-armed
it was
fellow?
Harold. Yeah,
He ran for clerk. Can I tell you my Harold Shuey story real quick?
sure.
Can we stop you?
Sure, I won't tell it my next
No,
year.
I'm just teasing
Bill's
you.
heard it.
I'm just teasing you.
Harold's just a great guy. Everybody knew Harold. Simple, great guy. Whittle. He was city clerk, and then he called me one day and he said, I think I was a senior at Eastern, maybe poli sci. I'm not sure. He said, Mike, he said, can you help me? I said, what's going on? He says, W.A. Bozart's running against me for city clerk. I said, oh my God. And he said, you got to help me design some kind of ad. WA's beloved, he's superintendent. And I said, okay, let's talk about, you know, what's your strongest point? He said, my strongest point is I need this job and he doesn't. I said, well, you got any other strong points? And there was just nothing. I mean, WA had him out educated out everything. So I said, I can't help you, Harold. So Harold read an ad and he said, WA's got a big pension. I don't. I need this job. Hell, he won.
Mhm.
He beat them. So I asked my mom. I said, what in the world? Why would they pass up somebody like WA? He said, oh, come on. He said he should be running for Congress or something. What's he doing wanting Harold's job? So
Mhm.
it was like a sympathy vote, for Harold. Whoever needs the money the worst is who my mom would vote for.
Yeah. Well, that's small town USA stuff.
It is, don't you think?
Yeah.
Underdog, you know.
Yep. Yep. That's
Harold was a nice guy.
yeah.
Harold was a brother to Catherine.
Yes,
Yes.
and do you know that Harold's wife was a sister to my uncle's wife? So,
Oh, really?
yeah. So the Shoeys are distant something.
Yeah.
Carol talks, Carol talks that all the time about my uncle Keith married her mother's sister,
And that's something.
or
Wow.
Harold's sister, but we're distant something.
Yeah.
Anyways, good paper day. Hats off.
You're related to about as many people as I am.
No, nobody can touch you, buddy. Nobody can touch you.
Oh, well, my
David,
family.
I will say one thing about the paper that this week, anytime you have something by Carolyn Cloyd, it's always interesting. And of course, she's talking about the museum at Arcola in the
Yeah, we
in
hadn't had
the
anything from
Corn
Carolyn.
Palace. Hmm?
We hadn't had anything from Carolyn for a while, so I was happy to see that.
Yes, yeah, it was good to see.
Bill, did you say she took you through the Corn Palace? Or
No, no,
oh,
she she will at some point. She offered to do that at some point. I went through the other museum they had with her. Yeah, she really into Arcola history and writes a good story about. She's written about Douglas County
very good.
servicemen too. Very, very good writer.
What do you all think about having just a Tuscola museum? Is that not worth it?
Just having what?
Just a Tuscola museum like Arcola's got their museum.
Well, I think there's probably, this is the difference between Douglas County and the museum in Douglas County covers the county. Arcola is just for Arcola. It was smaller, but I found a lot of interesting things.
Tuscola is twice the size of Arcola. I wonder why we don't
Yeah.
have some Tuscola.
Well, an individual,
Yeah.
I think there's so much in the museum about Tuscola anyway.
I agree. There is. There's more than even though it is a county museum, I think there's more Tuscola related stuff here than.
Mhm.
How do we see it?
How do you see it?
How do we get it? Arcola's going to put their stuff right out there for everybody to see their story. We don't have anything in our museum to show Tuscola's story.
What? I don't know.
We have a
thought that-
Tuscola history book.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's online, so you can.
Mitch, were you on that?
Yeah. I was Judge Lincoln and Patty Phillips, Boyd Henderson, Linda Brewer, and myself. And Judy Landeck, I think, was on there too.
I imagine Boyd could have done that by himself.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Frank was pretty good too. He
Oh,
knows
yeah.
a lot of
Frank-
he knows a lot of county history. I've always interested in listening to him
Oh,
tell
yeah.
different stories.
And he knows everybody.
Yeah.
I tell you, one time I was in court trying to get a guardianship set up for a gal over in Villa Grove, and she had an alcoholic son living with her, and he wasn't paying attention. She had gangrene. She was going to lose her leg and everything. She's being neglected. So I tried to set up a guardianship. So the judge Frank appoints a lawyer for her, who's Buckler from Arthur, Sharon, and we get her on the stand, and hell, she sounds just as normal as you and I.
Mhm.
I keep asking her, says, well, how about your leg? It's not that bad. I'm seeing the doctor. So Sharon, I'm going to lose this case. I can't get a guardianship. So I'm all done. And Frank leans over and he calls her name out and he says, is President Eisenhower still going to marry you? He said, yeah, as soon as he can dump that Mamie, you know. Frank asks her about 2 or 3 questions and saves my case.
Yeah.
He knew stuff about her I never knew.
Yeah.
President Eisenhower still going to marry you.
Yeah.
Speaking of local books, I'm curious how the Jarman baby book got put together because all my brothers and sisters and I were born at Jarman. There's 6 of us, and in that book, 5 out of the 6 have the wrong birth year listed.
Well, I think Lenita did. Did Lenita do that? I think she just went by the records.
I think so too.
Yeah, but how do you and I think the records were handwritten and maybe a little hard to read, but how do you get 5 out of the 6 birth years wrong?
Well, you got to work at it. Some effort.
Didn't proofread.
I'm a year older than the book says.
You have to
Well,
proofread.
I just think she went through all those books, probably in the museum.
Well, we ready to look at some pictures?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Bill and I won last week.
Did you? Well, we thought you might.
It was close.
We were going to try to do a little break in on a little road work, but we decided maybe we'd probably drop connections too many times. We're on the highway.
I don't want you to hear this from anybody else, but at the start of the program, I said, I'm glad we lost those losers.
Yeah.
Well, I figured the reason that Taylor and I are on here because, in case one of us drops over one of these days, they still got somebody to do the show.
Yeah.
Well, one of us about did drop over. That's how you.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, you did. Yes, you did.
But it's a better show with all four of us.
And
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, but you're
I don't
you're
either.
back you're back and running. You're back in the running. That's good.
I
I
think
just,
on the
I just said that to make you two feel good. I don't really mean it.
I think on the ad that I run in the paper, I need to take the guest host off because I think you've outlived your guest status.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't we go out to the football field and take a picture of all four of us?
Yeah, we need a picture of all of us together.
Okay, we could do
Blow it
that.
up, blow it up a little bigger so they can see us.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, we've got got a kind of a eclectic collection this week. Some of these were not dated, some were from 82. This one I think is probably a little older than that. I don't know.
It looks like 82.
Well, it could be. I don't know. So, you recognize anybody here?
I didn't.
I don't.
Kim Griffith Kemp says Paula Hancock standing with the white shirt.
Well, this is 83 or 4, isn't it? 84?
I don't think so. I think it's Paula's a little younger than me.
I think she graduated in 84 with Dina Pickett in that group.
Yeah, well, could be. Some of them could be 84. I don't know.
Maybe they're freshman or sophomore here.
Well, because I do know that we've got a prom picture coming up that would probably be 84. Well, maybe not prom, homecoming. Probably 80, could be 83.
Yeah. Well, there's Kalmar in the middle.
Yep.
Looks like Matt McCarty in the middle too,
Next to him.
next to Kalmar.
Frank Kalmar and Matt McCarty.
Is Liniger down on the left end, the third one in?
Third one in.
Liniger's third
Good
one
Liniger.
in. Yeah.
I think this is 84.
I think top
That's
standing
That's
with
Allison Vangle, the little girl.
Is the top one Jeff Young?
Jeff Mills.
Jeff Young, yes, I think so.
I think the one with the stripes on the hat looks like Alan Weaver to me. And bottom right looks like maybe Richard Wrench.
Wrench.
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, this was now this is Richard Wentz was tackle. Steve Bates' senior year. His junior year in 83 with John Murray is when he ran for 2,000 yards and Tribune Player of the Year. But next year he ran for a little over 1,000. But I always said he ran even better because he didn't have John Murray and some of those guys. He had to actually carry guys with him the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Adams on the left.
Eric's on the left. Justin Walker,
Is that Dina Pickett as queen?
Mhm.
Dina Pickett. And it's a little blurry, so I can't really tell who the other one is. See if I got any. No.
Is that Ryan on the right? Cam Ryan?
Possibly, but it's smeared. I can't tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I
He's a
can't really
girl.
tell.
Who is this guy?
But that's Justin and Dina.
Walker. I don't know him.
I didn't know them either.
Yeah, her last child got married a little while ago. I just talked to him today.
Who's that?
What's that? Phil Meyer.
Jim Naonis on the far left. It's
Is
a
that,
relay team.
that Adams next to him?
Oh, Colbecker looks like to me.
Okay.
I think that's the youngest Colbecker boy.
Zane, is it?
Then you
That-
got Sluter and Knopf's in the back.
No, Zane's old. Zane would have been 91, 92.
Yeah.
Did anyone get Naonis on the
Bill did.
feedback?
Bill did.
Well, I recognize him, but yeah, David Creek says I see Jim Naonis
Yeah.
on the left.
And on the right, of course, is a longtime timekeeper, Steve Hilgendorf. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's Steve.
No,
Well,
that's
that-
well, considering that says Villa Grove on his shirt.
He's got timers and everything. He's loaded with electronics.
So who's this?
I don't know. I thought at first it was Nos, but it's not.
Yeah, I thought it.
Well, this, yeah, I think this is Bruce Knopf's here.
You think it is?
Yeah.
It's Bruce Knopf's with the
And Sluter-
T-shirt on.
and
I'm not
Sluter
for
next
sure
to
that's Sluter back there. I don't think that's Sluter in the
him.
shirt.
I think this is cross country. I think that's Sluter.
Hmm.
It almost looks a little bit like Vangle.
That's what I thought too, Mike.
But these 35 millimeter pictures don't scan very well.
Well, Vangle doesn't photograph well anyway.
Well, in Vangle, outside of football, you probably wouldn't have seen him there.
That looks like Jeff Liniger in the white shirt.
I don't have any comments on this one. Is that
Yeah.
bumper? Is that bumper in the front?
I didn't know it was that short.
He was pretty short. And Naona's here over third from the right again.
I just remember Bumper's valedictorian speech.
I think that is Vangle. I just kind of,
The Fang.
yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
I
Vangle.
most tell by his hair.
Yeah.
And his arm flapping.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Frank and Phil, and there's all the Tuscola guys.
Dick Parker.
Yeah, Amos Albritton.
Amos, and then Steve Winans.
Steve Wine is on the left.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's that to the right of Amos?
Gaylord. Possibly.
I don't know.
Zero in on that.
Which one?
Looks
They're-
like Caldwell. Maybe Bob looks a little bit like Bob
Yeah.
Caldwell.
I can't believe Bob would go along with this.
That's awesome, isn't it?
We were serious.
Yeah,
guys. Bob and Clyde were pretty serious.
that's Myron Carroll, I think. In the middle, Mike, isn't that Myron
It sure
Carroll?
looks like Uncle Myron.
Yeah. And then Phil Waters and Doc Lossman and Frank and then Dick Parker.
Parker. And the bottom,
You got Patty Waters on the right and
Jackie Becker.
Jackie Becker.
Jackie Becker.
And I think isn't that Mrs. Bird?
Yeah.
Bird.
Betty Bird in the middle.
Possibly.
And I don't know who.
Then
that-
Joyce Ellis.
Joyce, yeah.
Yeah, Joyce Ellis. And then the other one is, God, her husband.
Polig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
can't remember what her maiden name was. But
And,
yeah, that's who it is.
I think she was from Tuscola.
She was from
They
Tuscola.
used to trade with us.
Yeah, well, I sold her dad a pole barn years ago.
Her name's Diane.
Yeah.
Laura Bird says next to her mom is Sheila Reed.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
right. That is. She used to work for First Federal.
yes, she did.
Where you at now?
Third from
Either
the
third,
left.
yeah, third from the left.
Oh, I said Sheila Reed.
Yeah, I heard you.
Maybe I thought it after you said it.
Yeah.
She was really a nice gal. She died very young.
Yes, she did.
How's Patty doing? Okay.
Don't know really. I haven't talked to Frank about her for a while.
I haven't heard. Where is she at now?
She's
Arcola?
She's down at Arcola at that carriage crossing, I'm pretty sure.
Kay Clyce.
Well, that's what I thought.
But she's got to be. She was in Bill McCarty's class and my sister's class and Nancy Hausman and they were all class of 49.
You got to be 96.
That'd be about right.
So speaking of in their 90s, I ran into Wilma Allen the other day at Monocle's.
Is she 100 now?
Well, I asked her, I said, when's the big day? She said they're going to have a party for her in December.
Yeah.
And I said, is it 100 or? She says, no. She says it's 99, but she was a little cagey on her response. So
Well,
Yeah.
she's saying that to make herself look younger.
yeah, yeah. She wanted to know what I was going to get her for her birthday.
Yeah.
I ran into another Centurion the other day. I used to go to coffee with him all the time. It was Bob Van Cleve. And he was in the Flessers the other day.
Yeah.
He's 102 years old.
Yeah.
He brought flowers in for them to put out on the tables. And he was in there with his caregiver, and he just got done having a hernia surgery. And they're talking about sending him to a nursing home for rehab. And the doctor said he doesn't need to go to rehab. He's in better shape than most anyway at 102.
We talked to Laura the other day about that. And I said, I can't believe he's still.
He's still, really his main problem is hearing and eyesight, but he's going pretty good. Still got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he was always an easygoing. I backed out of my driveway one day, and he was backing out of Clyde Runge's, and we hit. And I jumped out and ran over, and he was just laughing. I thought he'd be mad. We both just backed up and didn't see each other.
Yeah, he was one of the nicest guys, and I never knew him when he was younger, but he was really quite a guy.
Who'd we agree that third guy from the top left was?
Well,
Top left is Steve Winans.
No, third guy.
third
Third
guy.
guy. I don't think we did.
Well, I thought it was Bob Caldwell, but it's not.
Well, I don't know who that is.
I don't
You
either.
know who that is?
I don't have
No.
I don't have any help on that one.
That's Steve
That's
Winans
Steve.
there.
Boy, his wife looked awful young.
Yeah, she was young. Child bride.
She still lives in that great big old house, Bill McCarty.
Yes. By herself, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the old FNB.
I don't have any comment on this one either.
I don't know who that is.
No. Oh boy.
That's when Ingo dunked one against Oakland.
Mhm.
Two-handed.
Now let's see here.
I can see Jeff Lineker in there right in the middle.
Yeah,
White shirt or sweater.
yeah, right there.
Yep.
84 again.
Eric Alexander says March 6, 1981.
Well, that's Atwood cheerleaders.
He says the Rajas beat heavily favored Chrisman to win the Tuscola sectional.
That Frank Kalmar, there's three boys there looking down. The one in the middle is that Kalmar.
It
Second
looks like
row.
him.
Well, wasn't Liniger about 84? Would he be like a freshman there?
Leniger graduated 85, 86.
I know he's younger than me, and I recognize this guy, but I couldn't tell you his name.
Must have been a freshman.
I'll
then.
tell you,
Yeah,
see the
that's
girl in the
Kalmar and
stripe. Hey, see
I'm
the
sorry.
girl in the striped shirt on the front row?
Yeah.
Sitting behind her is Tom Diltz,
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's
think.
Kalmar, and that's a Cleveland. That's a younger Cleveland boy.
That's Jeff.
Jeff.
The Kalmar guy looks like an eighth grader.
Well, they graduated. Let's see.
Frank graduated in 84, I think.
No, 85, 86, somewhere in there. They were before 84. I had Jeff and Frank in sixth grade in 79, they would have got out of sixth grade in 80. So, yeah, they're about 86. And that is Tom Dilts sitting behind that girl in that striped shirt.
Amy Lee says, tags Beth Ann Rutledge, far right, Debbie Stroll, Carrillo, middle, and Lori Emberton, far left, question mark. She says, I see lots of others. Rob Chenoweth, Scott Day, Mark Avalos, Robin Anderson, Tanya McDade, Robin.
Where's Scotty Day at? Because he would have
Well,
been, he graduated 83. Where's he at?
yeah, but he would have been at Atwood
Yeah.
in
Where's he at in the
81.
photo? Where's he at in the photo?
Well, I don't know. She said she sees him, but I'm looking. Buddy had curly hair back then.
The girl sitting in front of Liniger might be Jackie Myers.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty Day played football for Tuscola his senior year, junior senior year.
Yeah, he ran track.
Yeah. He was a Tuscola kid at the end.
Well, but he was from Atwood.
I know, but he had to move over at some time, didn't he?
I don't know when.
Yeah, he was here at least his last 2 years in school.
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
football with Duff and those guys.
Yeah, he played basketball too.
Here's a trivia question. What did Tom Dilts invent?
Well,
What?
it had something to do with clothing, didn't it?
Baggy pants, baggy sports pants.
Mm.
Remember? They were real loose and baggy.
Yeah.
He tried to merchandise them. Of course, I was big and fat, so I really liked his idea.
Yeah. Jennifer Bender says, I think Bumper is next to Tom Dilts. I thought that kind of looked like Bumper too. Right there. So a lot of comments on this one. So you can
Beat Chrisman. Who was on that 81 team, Bill?
Oh, I can't tell you.
Win-
Well, Chunk, and Murray, same old lineup. Van Steenhouse.
Hmm.
John Murray would have been in there somewhere playing. He might have been a sophomore. I don't know.
But I thought your guy said Atwood beat Chrisman or something for the.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Eric Alexander said. Rogers beat Chrisman to win the sectional. So,
That was probably one of their last great teams.
this is not Tuscola, but I'm not sure where it is, but it was in with the negatives. So
Yeah, I didn't recognize that either.
I tell you what, I wish they'd open that up in Tuscola.
because
Good.
this is also not Tuscola.
That's
That-
Oakland.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's on the square in Oakland.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, that's probably where this one is too then.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
This was not a very good
the guy on the
negative.
right. The guy on the right is a mafia enforcer from Chicago.
yeah, I think so.
Miles Thomas in the center.
Yeah,
Yes.
Miles, Mike, and I don't know who the other one is. That looks like the county boardroom.
Yeah. That is county board. I don't know if that's Strader.
It was not a very good negative, but I couldn't resist.
He wouldn't have been.
Carroll.
Yeah, I don't know what year that is. When Miles got off the board, that's when I got on the board.
Us state's turning from 76 to 82.
Well, see, I got on in 82, so
They
but I
must-
don't remember that other gentleman at all, so he wouldn't have been on the board.
Those photo grays didn't work that well. Supposedly inside they're supposed to be light, outside dark. Milas was a good board member, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he was.
It's like Bill Rogers back there.
Is that Tom Harris?
Yeah.
Tom Harris
No.
or Andy?
Yeah, Tom Harris
Andy
with
Ron.
Andy
the
Ron.
tie.
Andy Ron. Yeah.
And I think this is Gene Wiggle on the right.
Ronnie Earl back there, isn't it?
Well, he's bald.
No,
Well, no,
that
that's
looks like Bill Rogers.
That's
That's
Bill
nice.
Rogers. Ronnie Earl's right there leaning up against the driver's door.
I think Tom might have been my investigator. He was Tuscola police chief, and then he became my investigator for a year. Ran for sheriff against Chubb.
Yeah.
He's dressed like he's my investigator.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I recognize a few of these.
Yeah.
Leland.
Cleveland.
Number 40 is Frank Kalmar. 21's Von Lanken.
That'd be Steve. 27 is Brookins, the younger Brookins.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Brookins.
Fritz Cross next to him.
23 is Jeff Cleland.
Bill McCarty standing on the right.
30 is Matt McCarty.
You're saying 40 is Steve?
Yeah.
Sure looks like Frank.
It looks like me.
Yeah, it's not Steve. It'd be Frank.
Yeah, it is Frank. Yeah.
It'd be the younger one. That'd be. Most of these guys are my brother's age, or close to it. My brother Matt.
Bill, where's that Matt? Where's this Jim at? Is that the
That's at East Prairie.
East Prairie, yeah.
East Prairie Jim? Okay.
Now Mark Hatfield says Kurt Von Lanken. Jeff Cleland, Frank Kalmar, Steve Von Lanken, Matt McCarty.
I think Bill got them all.
Who's the other coach?
I don't know.
Zero in on him. Ed somebody. Ed
I
somebody.
wondered if this
Isn't that Ed somebody used to work for the city?
No, I know who you're talking about. Ed. God,
Looks like him in the face.
what was his name? He ended up being a policeman. Ed Wilmore. That's who you're thinking?
No.
I was wondering if this was a bitty basketball team since you got Bill McCarty over here.
I don't know, because Fritz was on my biddy ball team
Okay.
at one time.
And I think next to Fritz is Kurt Von Lanken.
I thought Kurt
Yeah, I would say it is.
Between Fritz and Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah.
Who's 21 then?
Steve Von Lanken.
Von Lanken.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was the parent.
So Kurt, there are all those Von Lankens. One was in my class, so I think Kurt must be the youngest.
Barry?
Terry is Kurt's dad. Who was Terry? Was Terry Steve's dad also? Terry Von Lanken?
I believe so.
They're all brothers.
He was Kurt's dad, I know.
There was
Well,
an Ed Von Lanken too.
I think Kurt and Steve are brothers.
Are they? Okay.
And Terry would have been their
Yeah,
dad.
Terry would have been. Yeah.
When did Terry move down to
Oakland.
Oakland? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Is he still living or not?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
and Meredith still living. I talked to Lonnie at the reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and Meredith.
Meredith, I always asked Lonnie if he could beat Terry up. And he said the problem with Terry is, he said, you could hit him all day long and nothing hurts him. Well, there's Chloanne Greathouse on the left. She was the head of the Republican Women's Party back
Yeah.
70s.
Is this Kaskaskia?
Yeah, it looks like it. could be out at Rock and Rodney's, but
Now they did a lot of stuff when I was on the board. They did a lot of stuff down at Kaskaskia. Had a lot of programs down there.
Republicans, Marvin Jones was smarter. That's why they usually pick Caskey.
Right.
I don't know if that was a state gal running for office or the governor's girlfriend. I don't know who that is.
John Kenny, isn't it? John Kenny, and I don't know who the guy on the left is.
Yeah, and what's he developing there?
I know I couldn't figure it out what it was.
That's not the golf course thing, I don't think.
Oh,
Oh, it's his bank. He built the
I was
bank.
going to say that's the bank down there,
First State
next
Bank.
to, right next to Savemore, isn't it?
Yeah, that's First State Bank he built.
Yeah.
It sure is.
And,
That was his addition because that building wasn't that building there before or something? No, maybe not.
I think he tore it down, and I think he had his credit union there with George. He and George Hillard were partners.
Right.
I'll tell you what, John and George were both kind guys. They had. I was state attorney at the time, and they discovered the kid working down there and embezzled maybe $50,000 out of the credit union. And we both went down there and talked to him. The kid was shaking like a leaf, and so I went outside and I said, "Well, I'll charge him tomorrow." They said, "Oh, no." He said, he's got a wife and kids, and we'll see if he'll pay us back." And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Very, very forgiving people, George and John. I don't know who that. I hope that is not the guy that ran the place.
Who was Dean? That wouldn't been Dean Lindsay's husband.
D. Lindsay?
Yeah, that's not Gene Lindsay, is it?
Oh, no, Gene wasn't his engineer till a little later. I thought you meant was that Maurizio.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, boy, if that's Gino, I don't recognize him. I think Gene came on
Later.
a little later.
No.
I don't have any name on this one.
Now we know her. Isn't
We do?
that married Bob Crossman? Wasn't that his wife?
Well, I don't know.
Gail Huber says it's Nancy Crossman.
Nancy Crossman. Mm-hmm.
No, we don't.
Point for Mike.
Gosh, she didn't look like that. Yeah,
No, it didn't.
I wouldn't have recognized that picture.
Well, nobody's going to recognize mine either.
Yeah, they did. We all know yours, Mike.
Well, because you saw me back then.
Yeah.
I know that gal on the right we should know.
Nancy Gilbert Gates on the right.
I guess we didn't know her.
And Donna Epperson says Nancy still looks the same today.
Where's she live?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's
there's
some
Will.
those are all Republicans.
Yeah.
Jack Allen, Helen Ziegler.
We got Gene Wiggle, Jack Allen.
Virgil Wyckoff. That's Virgil Wyckoff back there.
Is it?
Yeah.
And then Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones.
There's a guy running for state office there, and I don't know who that is.
And there's Wilma.
Wilma?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chloe Great House.
Don't know. Helen Ziegler.
Is that Helen Ziegler?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this is this could be 82 election. That's about when Gene ran.
I don't know who this next guy is.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
That's been a day or two ago.
What's he doing, holding up the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the padcock. Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what,
I'll call you back.
he and his wife started with nothing.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jim Higgins is one of the I think, one of the great entrepreneurs of Tuscola.
Next to Alan Michener might be the greatest.
Oh yeah. He always gave me a hard time. He said, "Hell, you know, you just walked into an existing business. I started one." And I said, "Well, let me tell you, when you're in the second generation, it's damn. You got a lot of things to keep up with." So,
Well, yeah,
that's
they measured you versus Frank.
right. That's
You
right.
don't get compared to Frank.
Yeah.
Now Higgins, they didn't have a shoebox. I mean, we brag. We go out to dinner with Higgins, and we go out with the Petties, and we have a pour-a-thon. And I talk about growing up in a house with a central floor furnace 4 rooms away, and I could see my breath in the winter. And then Kay says, "Well, you had a furnace, you know."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonnie Petty talks about her dad dying young. She went to work at 15 at a grocery store just to get insurance for the family. So we do a pour-a-thon, and I usually wind up feeling guilty wanting to give them money.
Yeah, I remember my grandparents in Garrett had a space heater in the front room, and I think that was the only heat in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're 3 rooms away and you shut your door, it gets pretty damn cold. Looks like Unity, maybe. I don't know where that is.
I think it's Atwood.
You think it's Atwood? Yeah, it could be.
Well, the runner's from Tuscola, but I don't know who it is.
Well, if he's sprinting at the end of the mile, Gene Murray always said, if you can sprint at the end, you weren't running fast enough.
That's an old rotary.
Yes,
Picture.
it is. And these are probably Paul. Yeah, maybe.
Front row on the far right's Chop Rice.
Yeah, Chop Rice and Doc Glossman and W.A. and Mr. Woolman, Orville Fry. Top row is
Kobecker.
Charlie Kobecker
Kobecker.
and Emerson and Jack Allen. And I don't know that one. And then
Beachy.
Amos.
Phil Beachy. That's Phil Beachy.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is Phil
Beach
Beachy.
and
Phil
Neil
Beachy
Statzer.
and Neil Statzer. Yeah. I think we got all those.
That's pretty good.
Gotta hope plaid pants don't come back.
I was in Rotary for 2 months. I was elected state's attorney, and they decided, well, we'd like to have a state attorney in Rotary, so they all asked me. And they said, attendance is voluntary. Well, every Tuesday, I never had an assistant. So on Tuesday, we had traffic court and regular court, and they both demanded I be there. I'm running back and forth. I get done about 12:30, and it's too late to go. So I missed 3 or 4 in a row. And then McCumber calls me and says, hey, there's a group of 4 guys coming down and talk to you about Rotary. You're not coming. I said, I thought it was voluntary. Yeah, but you need to come. And I said, I'll tell you what, how about I just quit right now, real quick, before the 4 come in and make me feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've sort of relaxed that a little bit. I didn't belong to Rotary until 1990. My dad and my grandfather had been a charter member of the Tuscola Rotary, and then my dad was 3 years, and he always wanted me to join. And I said, I got too many things going on right now. I was on the county board, I had the lumber yard, and had young kids and all that. And so after I got off the board, I finally joined Rotary. So I joined in 1990. So I've been there for 35 years. I think I'm one of the seniors now.
you know, they used to
in Mount Vernon, they had a rule you couldn't belong to Kiwanis and Rotary both. So I joined both of them, and nobody said a word about it.
They're any volunteer groups. They're not going to give up memberships. I'll guarantee you.
You know, they used to have it was a big deal to never miss Rotary. And a lot of these guys would be on vacation. They would go to Rotary in Salt Lake City, Utah, or wherever.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And Emerson had about 20 years, and it was a big deal. And I remember WA had like 35 years, and then he wound up in the hospital with surgery, and someone made a motion that they adjourn the meeting till later that night, and they all go up to the hospital to see him so he could keep his streak up. Hell, it was voted down.
Oh, no.
I said, well, Thank God I wasn't trying to be a 50-year Rotary guy. Never missed.
I think Jimmy Kleiss is over 35. I think he's been in for over 35 years now.
I think Bergerson next door has been in for probably 4.
Bergie's been in a long time.
He never misses.
No, he doesn't. But they've relaxed that a little bit now because that was one of my big complaints. I can't make every meeting, but they're not nearly as strict about it. In fact,
Mitch, back in the 70s, the Go-Go group, Rotaries was powerful for business people. Big, they could fill the half of the community building for dinner, but the real Go-Go group was the ABC.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And Kiwanis were about nothing. So I think today maybe Kiwanis might be the.
I do. They've got over 100 members, and I think Rotary, we don't have more than 32, 35, something like that.
Isn't that a sign of the business community?
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And a lot of the Kiwanis, I always give them a hard time. I said, I'm not going to belong to Kiwanis. That's a teacher organization. Well,
Yes.
they've got a lot of teachers and school administrators and stuff seem to belong to Kiwanis.
Those
I
teachers.
don't belong to any organization that would have me as a member.
Exactly. I know we got Ingo here, but Ingo, it does seem like those teachers and administrators kind of travel in a group.
Well, they work
Yeah.
together for 35 years. So,
I mean, we go to Taco Tuesday and everybody there is a teacher.
yeah.
I guess it's like being a police officer or anything. If you get in a group, nobody else knows what it's like to be a state's attorney like other state's attorneys or a judge like other judges. And I
Right.
imagine teachers probably are the same way. Nobody knows exactly what all they went through.
Well,
Good point.
what
Good
I've run
point.
into when I've been, a lot of times they want the newspaper person to be their PR person. And when I worked down in Mount Vernon at the Sentinel, they had a rule that you could belong to an organization, but you could not be their PR person because it wasn't fair to the other organizations, to have a direct pipeline to the newspaper.
Newspaper. Yeah. Yeah. Well, when Bob Hastings was alive, it really helped. I know it helped he always had a spot on the front page about Rotary and any events that they were doing. So it was very helpful. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
This is junior high.
Is that a T? Is that a Tuscola jersey, Bill?
Yeah, that's a junior high meet.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Well, it looks like she's going to hit the tape first.
Yeah.
I say it's junior high, but I don't, might be wrong.
Oh, I got a big kick out of this picture. That's Mary Carmack in the middle. Mary Carmack in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Is that
There's Boris on her.
No, that's
Uncle Myron's house?
that could be
Mhm.
Mrs. Voorhees. I don't know, but the one to the left of Mary is
Oh, that's
Clapper,
Oh,
Marcia Clapper.
Yeah, and Kurt Clapper in the back.
Yeah.
yeah, it sure is.
Kathy Clapper says Kurt Clapper, ? Jack Norman, Dennis Brandon, Mrs. Brandon, Brian Bories, front row, Marcia Clapper, Millie Bories. Paula Hancock says Mary Carmack, front and center.
Yeah, Millie's on the right.
Yeah.
My
Top
question
row,
is,
second left, Doris Taylor Horn.
it looks like my Uncle Myron's house on
It is. I know that is because I remember that stairway. I always thought I had a pretty stairway in my old house, but it didn't hold a candle to this.
Right.
we used to have, when we had Carol reunions, whenever they hosted it, we went out on that back porch.
Yes.
20 of us sat in this little back porch, and I don't think they wanted anybody tearing their house up. Carol's are pretty rough on houses. There's Aunt Mary. There's Bob, Bev.
That's
Randy Hastings on the right.
Mrs.
Murray.
Right.
Miss Lucille Murray.
Lucille Murray on the left.
And that's
Bev on the right.
Jeff Otten upper right. Isn't that Jeff Otten?
That looks like one of the Hastings boys.
On the right, yeah. Next to him is
Randy's
Far
right.
right is
Oh,
Randy.
okay.
Setting up there's Jeff Otten, I think.
Yeah. From left, Steve and Betty Rand, Shirley and Jeff Alton, Randy Hastings with Bev Hastings seated below him, Lucille and Kathy Murray and Mrs. Carroll.
Yeah,
That's according to Jeff Alton.
that's. I think he's right.
Jeff was a nice guy. Jeff and Randy and Buck Hausman and Mark Maxey and a couple more. I had them in my Law Explorer when I was state's attorney, and those guys were, I was in Law Explorer. They were all great kids. None of them became lawyers, though.
Yeah. That Randy again. Randy Hastings there. That second one from the right.
Could be.
Yeah, could be.
That is Jeff and Randy.
And Sue Wessel Gavin says second from left is Doris Taylor Horn, her aunt.
Who's the guy on the right again?
I don't know. I thought the second one from the right was Randy, but I don't know who the one on the right corner is.
That hairdo, I wonder if they went to beauty shops for that hair.
That's Reynolds right there in the middle. That's Jerry Reynolds.
That's the park, but they put a tarp up or something to.
Yeah, it's up at the park. They were doing a cookout of some time, but I'm pretty sure the guy behind the grill there in the white shirt, I'm sure that's Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Jerry.
Mercy Esquerdo sitting at the table.
On the far right.
Mm-hmm. Earl the Pearl Van Steenhouse is sitting there at a table.
Right there, yeah.
Left. Is that Van Steenhouse next to him?
That's
That's Van Steenhouse with sunglasses.
Oh, and
glasses.
that does look like Pendergrass right beside him.
Yeah, that's Earl the Pearl.
Well, I called Van Steenhouse Earl the Pearl, but yeah, Earl Pendergrass is there too.
That buckle wrench with the beard.
That guy on the right, that looks like Bob Utterback.
John Lehman.
And John Lehman.
Mike Rogers.
Is that Mike? It
Yeah.
doesn't look.
Mike
Yeah, it is
Rogers.
Mike. Yeah, I didn't recognize that.
Look at Lehman's hair.
Vic Borrelio over on the left.
Yeah.
Pendergrass and Jerry Reynolds, and that looks like a little bit like Sharon Spomer, but I don't know for sure.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Is that Bar Butterback down at the end with dark glasses?
Could be.
Could be. Yeah, I believe it is.
And it looks like they doing.
Is this Kent? Is this Kent McGill on the left? You can barely see his face.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Next to
yeah, I think it is.
Pendergrass.
Yeah.
David, it's 1:30. I'm going to have to sign off.
All right. Thanks
Have
for
a nice week,
thanks
boys.
for joining us, Bill.
See you,
See you
Bill.
Saturday, Bill.
See you Saturday, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're paying some homage to Bob and Bev Hastings with written in ketchup, maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing too good for Bob and Bev.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one either.
Bill left too early. That's a decal guy Bill probably worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Swinford says it's Steve Slaughter.
Well,
Stevie Slaughter. You know, I think they're right. It does look like him.
Oh, we don't.
Yeah, I think maybe that's right.
Recognize him.
I wouldn't have either. But the more I look at his facial features, it does look like Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's Alice. That's Hancock on the lower left, the middle girl, let's see, Allison was the oldest.
This one is Leslie.
Leslie, that's Leslie Hancock.
Well, I don't know. Don't know any of
Angie DeMitt says this is she thinks that's her Scholastic Bowl. Back
that-
to right, Susie.
Is that Matt McCarty in the back, or no, Billy McCarty?
And she's got back row Susie McDaniel, Mark Lake, John Buck, Tracy Herbert. Front
Yeah.
row left to right, Leslie Hancock, Connie George, Lisa Dimbeck, and then herself, Angie DeMitt.
Hmm.
So I think Leslie was my piano teacher when I was little. Took lessons at her house.
excuse.
That's Dietrich upper right, isn't it, Kirk?
And a Wilhelm on the left of the back row.
That'd be
Yes.
Joe Wilhelm, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Is the middle girl, is that Toppy Moody's daughter?
I
I don't
don't
know.
think so.
I don't know.
It's like a Hinton and
That guy in the middle looks like an Oaks.
big guy,
Yeah.
big German guy. Hit or is that a hit on the lower left?
So Wendell Warren says he believes front row center is Brenda Gillenwater.
Oh yes.
And Dirk Dietrich says others are Dan Wilhelm, Phil
Yeah.
Schink, Gene Hartman. Kelly Parker says Jill Holden, Brenda Gillenwater, Gene Hartman, Dirk Dietrich,
Okay. Yeah. The lower
Kathy
left
Connerty on the front left.
is Jill Holden's the lower left.
Um, well, and Ernie Connor says he guessed 1987, but this would have to be older than 87 because these would be older than me. Class of 80, according to Comanche Little. So that'd be my sister Sheila's class. These were all seniors when I was freshmen.
Well, that's the Bates girl on the lower right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure is.
There's Steve Kalmar, upper left.
Steve Kalmar, Renda Webster next to him, Carolyn Boyer, and Dan Bates.
And the girl on the right, is that one of the Murray girls?
Looks like it. And the middle one, a Hans.
Could be.
We got names on this one. Shirley Quinn says Betsy Belta, Chris Hance, Kathy Murray.
Kathy.
Okay.
I don't have names on this one.
Yeah. That,
Kathy Murray in the middle on the back.
yeah.
Is that Hance again on the second from
Yeah.
the left?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gal to the left of Hance is the same one that was in that other picture.
Is that a Gillenwater on the left, upper left? Boy.
Mm. Oh yeah, the first one on the. I think you're right.
Betsy Belta on the left then.
But that top top row, the left, the first boy on the top row on the left is I think that's Gillenwater.
Looks like a community building.
Who's the far right? Bucko would let him have a mustache.
Mm.
No, he wouldn't have.
That hair would be gone.
Yeah. You know who I think that is? I think that is Chris Carson.
Right?
Yep. Well, only because of where they're right there. I'm sure that is the old Bumper to Bumper store. And, you know, he worked for them for a long time. And I think that might be who that is.
Hair's blonde now. His hair is blonde now. Huh?
Yeah, I thought he had blonde hair.
Well, he does now. He's got sort of blondish gray hair, but
I thought he had blonde hair growing up.
well, maybe he did. Maybe that's what it is. But
It does look like him in the face a little.
that's what I thought. It looked like him in the face, and then being in the background that he is, I know he worked at Bumper to Bumper for a long time.
When
But
Higgins, when
Chris
Higgins
is younger than me, and if this is early '80s, I think he'd be too old to be Chris.
Well, he was born 65 or 66.
Bill Carson's boy.
Right. He was born, I think he was born about 1966. So,
Sis Morris was his mother.
right.
Yeah, you know, when Higgins bought out the inventory of Bumper, I think that's when Chris came over and worked for him. Still works.
I know it is. Yeah.
Still works out there.
Right.
Always was a nice guy to me. Always was friendly.
He moved away for a while. I think he told me he was in Arizona maybe for a while.
Or California.
Could be California.
I think his wife died about a year ago, and that was pretty hard on him, I think.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it, huh? Wow.
Well, you look comfortable out there, David.
It's such a beautiful day out here on the Porter Hacienda
What are we doing inside?
pergola.
I had another topic I wanted to ask you guys about, and now I forgot what it was. So I guess that's a senior moment.
Oh, you want to talk about senior moments?
No, I said I had another topic, but I forgot what it was. So
Well, hurry up. We're about out of stuff to say.
we're out of time. Maybe I'll save it for next week. I'll think about it about 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when I remember all the good stuff.
You know, you go out with a couple and you're sitting there trying to think of something or somebody, you know, and you're just, it's right there, you know.
Yep.
Like you say, about 3 in the morning, you just shoot up out of bed and go.
Yeah.
And you want to get on the phone and call them and say, George Burns.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
I keep a notebook and a pen by my bed for those moments.
I do too. Believe it or not.
You get to a certain age, you forget to do that.
Yeah. Well, you forget to get up.
It's like I'll think of, you know, it's always a struggle every week to come up with a topic to write about for my column. So sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll wake up with an idea and I have to write it down because I won't remember it when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but this happened to me last night, and it happens every now and then. It's like about, I'm a late owl, so it's probably going on midnight, and I'm starting to get sleepy. And then you're right, I think of something, and I go write this down before I forget it, and I look up, and it's 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But plus, you're kind of wired, you know, because you're creating, and then you lay there in bed, and your wife shakes you at 9 o'clock, and she goes, "You've been sleeping long enough." And she had no idea. She'd been sleeping.
She's been asleep since 10, huh?
No, 8.
8. Oh, geez. Yeah.
Right. So she thinks I'm lazy bones when I'm actually living on 5-6 hours sleep a night.
Yeah.
You know, you need more sleep as you get older. You need more sleep, guys. You know that, don't you? Not
Well, that's what they keep telling you.
Boy, I get less and less every day.
Yeah.
It's I lose track of time, and usually I think, well, it must be time for me to go to bed about the time my wife gets up.
I'll tell you the real problem is remembering. Actually, it used to be remembering what day it was, what date it is, and sometimes you're wondering what month it is. You know, really, time just loses relevance.
Yeah.
Yep. That is true.
Well, guys, you had a good time up there this year?
Oh yes. Yeah, we had a
Sure did.
good trip. It's a long way up there. It's about 575 miles up there, so it takes us pretty much the whole day to get there. But we were up there for 2 or 3 days, and we have a good time. We don't do a whole lot. This year we did a little bit more than we have in the past. We did go over to Hayward to see the logging championship kind of things. Only I'd been there about 10 years ago for the world championship one, and it was pretty good. This one is a little bit local. It's sort of a show, and it's done on by some local people. And these young guys that were doing all the chainsaw work and all the axe work and all that, they're only probably about 18 to 22 years old, and they're all local. But it was a good show. It was fun, and so we got to see that. And
Was Shuey entered in the contest?
no, he could be. He and Jim Wright could be. Jim practiced a little when we got back. He had a log he wanted to get cut up, so he fired up the chainsaw and
They should enter the 70 and above, where back and forth on that huge.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That thing, that looks like hard work, and I assume it boils down to whoever has the sharpest saw, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, that, and I think whoever's got the stamina and the strength.
We had some tree work done a couple years ago, so I told him I wanted the firewood out of it. So I bought an axe and a wedge, and I said, I'll split these logs. I'm good for about one a day.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'd have to stop about 4 times during the day. So.
Higgins sold the log splitter, you hydraulic, you put your log down there and it just ran.
Well, I didn't have enough wood to justify buying a log splitter.
Yeah.
Higgins thinks everybody's got 24 acres of woods like him.
Right. He's spending a lot of time in his new tree house. You have to get out there and check out his new tree house. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Does he just sit there and watch birds? What's he do up there?
Well, of course, he's been building it for all this time, so he's just about to get it complete now. And
is he trying to get closer to heaven? What's he doing?
But maybe that's what it is.
I think he's already there. I was out there. It's been a while, but I went out to see him, and he's got a big narrow porch on one side facing the pond, and it's just lined with recliners.
Yep.
And you just sit out there and
isn't he out on the riverbank?
What's that?
Isn't he out almost on the river?
Well,
his land is, yeah.
Yeah, but the house is right on the pond, and then the river is to the north of the house a little bit. But this tree house I call that he built is actually down in the river bottom.
That's what I said. I thought it was down in the.
Yeah, it'll be. There'll be a certain time of the year that he won't have access to it.
Well, there'll be a certain time of year the mosquitoes and the black flies will carry him off.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we went. He's got a bridge out there over the river.
Yeah.
That looks like it's got more engineering involved with that than most of these, state bridges.
Yeah.
He's an engineer. I did the commentary for Tuscola football back when Calmar and those guys played in the 80s. And Higgins had just bought that off Bob Beasley. Bob Beasley sold it to him.
Yeah.
And I'm down at Palestine, his hometown. And all during the game, I talk about, I say, we're here at James Higgins Memorial Field. He was All-American. I said, he's living back in outside Tuscola at the Mosquito Ranch.
Yeah.
I poke fun at him the whole game. And I get back home and Higgins says, "Damn you, Carroll." People walked up to me and said, "I didn't know the field was named after you."
Yeah. Yeah, we always referred to it as the Mosquito Ranch. And Englehardt and I had one for a little while out south of town, out where Floyd Miller used to live, that we referenced it as the Ostrich Ranch, because supposedly the people that had owned it before, who lost it, I think, in a bankruptcy, they were trying to come down from Chicago. They thought they were going to raise ostriches, but they didn't realize they had to feed them in the wintertime too. So they all died. So
you said Floyd Miller. I was thinking of Gene Miller was sheriff one time, and I was state's attorney. And Nellie Gilpin drove from Newman to the courthouse every day, and she said, "I want you to do something." He said, I come along there, and she says, "There's somebody out there got two horses tied to a tree, and that they've wrapped themselves around the tree, and they can't get their heads down the grass. You can see their ribs; they're dying." So I called Gene Miller and described the whole thing. He said, "I'll take care of it." So he called me that afternoon and says, I just went out and just cut the rope and took those damn two horses to my brother Floyd.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I'm not sure." He said, "No, no, if they're going to be that way, to hell with them." He said.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know they were.
I told Nell it was solved. Next day, she says, "I drove by and those same two damn horses are tied to that tree." So Gene sold somebody's horses. Two other horses.
Well, I didn't know Gene and Floyd were brothers, were they?
Well, I don't know if it's his brother. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
took him to Floyd, he said. I
Yeah.
thought they were
Yeah.
related. Or the cousins, what are their relations?
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so I didn't press it any further. I just shut up and
And let it go.
let her go.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you guys got back okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we did.
Charles could drive over half the nation. He's driving down to his sisters in Michigan.
Yeah.
In Indiana.
Yeah. We dropped him off in Madison, Wisconsin, picked up a rental car, and he drove to Milwaukee and took the ferry across. His sister had rented a cabin or a house or something on Lake Michigan for a couple of weeks, and he visited with her up there, and then he was going to go over to Michigan State, which is alma mater, and he hadn't been there since he graduated, he said, so he wanted to see that. And then he was driving down to, is it Madison,
Indiana?
That's where his sister lives.
Yeah.
Bottom of the state.
Yeah. And then he was to come back, and he was taking his rental car back to Indianapolis and then fly back to Sacramento from Indy.
That drive down the state of Indiana is like driving the length of Illinois. It's probably about a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he
Yeah.
bring enough underwear, or did you wash it for him?
No. I don't think
He buy it as it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had, like I say, we had a good trip, and he doesn't get around quite as early as the rest of us did. We were always up, and we were always having to wake him up for breakfast. So
We saw him walk through your house at about 1 o'clock. So
yeah, he didn't get up very early when he was at my house either.
now when I talk to Trots, I love talking to him, but his voice is so low I can barely hear him. Was he always that way in high school, or has his voice gotten softer?
I don't know. I think it is a little softer. He just talks so slow. It's just hard to get anything out of him.
Keep wanting to finish his sentences for him.
Right.
Right.
Great guy.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He really was. He had quite a career as a
Federal
USDA inspector for all these different facilities, and it did everything from honey to butter to grain to anything that cheese, anything that the government loaned money on.
Yeah, 3 or 4 or 5 states he covered.
Yes.
Quite a career.
Yeah.
Quite a career.
But his kids are all up in Idaho, I think, and I think I said, "You gonna move up there?" He said, "No, they can come down here if they want."
That's right. Yeah.
In California.
He was telling a story about costing more to fly from Sacramento to Champaign than his lady friend who's from China. It cost him more for him to fly to Champaign than it does for her to fly to Beijing.
Well, I did not know about
Yeah.
I did
Yin
not.
Yang.
Yeah, her last name, we only got her name was Ying, and so we kept calling her Ying Yang all the time. So
Don't pull my yin yang.
yeah. But,
Well, good for Gail.
yeah.
Yeah. Good guy. Good
Glad
guy.
he got some companionship.
He had a tough couple times. He lost his daughter, his only natural daughter, at about age 15 or 16 from Rye syndrome.
Oh, the aspirin. They probably gave her
Aspirin. They gave her aspirin. She had flu, and she passed away. And that was that was devastating on him.
Well, that was just young kids, you know.
Yeah, and then later his wife died. I don't know, probably I don't know how long ago it's been. It's been a few years ago that his wife died, and then he met this other gal who just, they've been together for been together probably 3 or 4 years anyway.
That's what most young kids just don't get, and you can't tell them. But later in life, they're going to become more sentimental and cry a little easier. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's true.
Tragedy comes to you and changes you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like our last reunion. I mean, everybody's wanting to talk to everybody and be nice to everybody, and some people, like I said, Mitch, you pulled off a great reunion. Angela Black said it was the highlight of her year.
Yeah. Well, gosh, if you can do that, that's pretty good. Well,
That's
like I
good.
say, everybody keeps telling me what a great job I did. Well, I didn't do anything. All I had to do
But that's the point. You
is
didn't
make reservations and do that. And that's it.
loud music where I've always wanted just to talk to my classmates at reunions. I don't want music. I don't want programs.
Yeah. And honestly, that's really all we did was just sort of a get together, and it was nice. I think everybody enjoyed it. I wish
I will
everybody
tell you this, like Mary Toomey, when we were later at the bar, what was the name of it?
cast iron.
Later to Cast Iron. I say bar, but I had a great hamburger there, by the way. But
They got good food.
Yes,
I heard Mary Toomey and Kathy Rice both saying they want to do it next year. Want to start doing it annually.
Yeah.
Well, Angela Black sent me a note and said, we'll get back together in a couple of years. Just let me know. And I said, why do we have to wait 2 years?
Well, I've recommended, based on my recent experience, doing it every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That could happen that quick.
Well, I tell you what, I don't buy green bananas anymore.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's right.
They did a good job. Bob, good luck at your Memorial
Thank
Tournament.
you.
I'd be playing if I could.
I know.
Trying to get back to where Beck and I can swing the club.
It
Sound like we're gonna have a good time.
it'd be a good day. Be a good day.
It's gonna be good. And
And the important part, you better get out there though, because they're going to have holy moly donuts.
well, maybe I can swing a club.
Yeah.
Just a second, guys.
Yeah.
Just 1 second.
We got to plug holy moly here.
Just
Since we don't have Dixie cream anymore.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this holy moly ranks right up there with Dixie cream. I mean, Bob and I go down there every once in a while just to make a trip down, and boy, they're good. They do as good a job as Dixie cream did.
Yeah, I've only had them one time. They're open pretty late too.
They can be. They got some little bit of strange hours. They're not open on Sundays or Mondays.
you got me there.
Yeah, got
you're
holy
here.
moly there.
See my hat, guys?
Let me see it again. I'm not getting it.
Talk to us.
Talk to us, Mike.
Hello.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You got the holy moly hat.
All
Got
right.
the holy moly hat.
Yeah.
So,
I'm headed down at 5:30 Saturday morning to pick them up.
well, they used to be open Friday night.
Yes.
Yes.
Friday night's usually the time we go out with the petties to get something to eat. And I'd stop and probably buy a box of them and told for everybody. Damn, they quit being open Friday night. So
Yeah.
now Petty, are they outside or inside?
They're inside.
So Mark Petty goes down there about 2 or 3 times a week, and he brings me back holy moly donuts.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Taylor and I think they're top notch. I know Bob and I've been.
I think they go down, and I think what's his name? Kidwell had the same stuff. It's a franchise, and you get the ingredients out of St. Louis.
Right.
And I don't know what it is. I think they got the same deal, but I'll never forget. You'll never be able to beat the old Dixie cream when you go in the morning and they're hot out of the grease.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh man, when they're hot out of the grease, that's why I've got a couple stints and Bob got a quadruple.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that'll do it.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Remembering Tuscola.